Woo! I woke up this morning. And I saw the Seahawks inactive list, and I saw no Boye Mafe and no Devin Bush. And I said to myself, whatever happens in this game, I'm not really going to be mad. I'm not going to get too into this one because at the end of the day, this team's undermanned. They're playing a good team. And the expectations have to be adjusted. Like, I understand that injuries happen, but at the same time, injuries affect the game. So you have to come in with the right expectations. You can't expect every player on your team to just turn into Superman and lead you to a victory in impossible situations. So I was like, okay, this season's it's not our year, it looks like. It's looking like it might not be our year with the way these injuries are going. Some of it, yeah, is on us, but some of it's just bad luck, whatever. But they pull you back in. They pull you back in. And one thing I can say about the Seahawks team under Carroll, as much as I criticize Carroll and I defend my right to criticize him, they answered the bell more often than not. Not always, but more often than not, when people are counting them out, they end up showing up. And there was a point in this game in the third quarter where I said to myself, okay, I saw good effort today. I saw good execution. I saw positive things. Really like what I'm seeing from this offense. I'm going to be at peace with whatever happens the rest of the way here. But then you get to that fourth quarter and it's like, we need to actually win this game. We cannot play this well, get this much good stuff or passable stuff out of backups and replacement players and still lose. We cannot afford to lose this game anymore. We have come too far. And they made it hard. They made it stressful. They made it in many ways agonizing, but they got enough. And they did it in a way that I was not anticipating they could even do. I didn't think it was within the realm of possibility that this offense in their state could carry the load, but they really found a way. 37-31 Seahawks, overtime, epic finish. Seattle gets the ball in OT, never lets Detroit get it, never lets Detroit touch the ball. And thank God it ended that way too, because I was going to have to get on here and say some not very nice stuff about a couple of players on this team. So at least we don't have to do that. Instead, we get to talk about the great stuff that we saw out there today as the team persevered for a win that I didn't think they could get. So I'm talking about the offense when I say the side of the ball that I didn't think would be able to carry the load. Oh my God. The load was carried, guys. Geno Smith. Now, that one play at the end of the fourth quarter, that was some Johnny Manziel garbage. That was bad. But other than that, the guy played an incredible game. And I got nothing bad to say about him outside of that one play. Like, you are playing with two backup tackles, who, by the way, both played respectably. Both played fairly well. I'm not knocking the way those guys played. I think they played better than anybody could have expected. But you got backup tackles out there. You lose DK for a decent chunk of the first half. You're not really running the ball for anything. Your running game is dead for almost the entire game. And you find a way to not only put up numbers, not only keep the team in the game, but win the game at the end. I was blown away by Geno in this game. And unfortunately, there was a little bit of being blown away in the negative with that ridiculous sack he took where I know what's going through his mind on that play. I understand what he's thinking, but it's a ridiculously awful play. But every other play, pretty much, Geno's just killing it. He throws for 320 on this secondary, and I know it's a bit of a banged-up secondary, but it's still a talented secondary with backup tackles. I'm going to keep repeating that because, yeah, they played okay, but they didn't play good. They let up plenty of stuff. They made mistakes. It just wasn't anything over-the-top horrendous, but Geno made it work. And I give it up to Metcalf, to Lockett, a little bit to JSN. I know he wasn't super involved in the game plans yet. I know he's not super involved in this game yet, but JSN did what he could when he needed to. Fant got involved big time. Disley, I thought, played a good game. Parkinson had the one really bad penalty that almost cost us this game, but he made some positive plays in this game too. He made the big catch in overtime that really kind of put this game in a place where it felt like we were just good. I want to give a shout out to Walker and Charbonnet. I know they didn't necessarily have great games or anything, but they're doing what they can. They're doing everything that they have within their power to do. They're playing with Stone Forsythe. It's not going to be easy to run the ball right now, but they're grinding. I thought Charbonnet had some really nice plays in this game, actually. I liked what Charbonnet was doing. So, making improvements as the year goes on. That's all I want from Charbonnet. He's a rookie. People are putting way too much on him too early. Charbonnet making strides. Walker getting what is there on most of these plays. This offense, man, they are superheroes right now. They somehow managed to gut that one out. 31 points from this unit with no Cross and no Lucas. Metcalf limited. I know he played most of the game, but he didn't play all of the game. And Damian Lewis really not looking all that good. He blew another block on a screen pass. Like, there are problems on this offense, guys. Big problems. And somehow Geno comes away with 328, takes one sack, doesn't turn the ball over once, has one kind of shaky throw that probably could have been picked. But other than that, like, the dude's on point. And when he said last week that I'm going to get better, I'm going to figure this out, I put this on me, this is not okay, I didn't play good enough. And then you see him play like this, you know he meant it. He meant it. We started this game with a touchdown drive, we ended this game with a touchdown drive. And by the way, the only reason why this game wasn't a decisive regulation win was because our kicker has decided that now that he's gotten paid, he's not really going to be putting in the points anymore. So, yeah. Geno also got boinged out of 2 field goals that should have put this game away much earlier than it was. So, Geno's the guy right now. And I'm so happy I get to say that because believe me, if we had lost that game, it would have come back to that ridiculous sack he took. And I'm so glad I get to talk about that here as an annoyance instead of me wanting to drill somebody about it because that's not okay. It's not okay, but he gets right back out on the field a few minutes later, leads the team down for a clean touchdown drive, converts some third downs. Like, how can you not forget about that? How can you not just look at that and go, okay, that was unfortunate, but it's the one mistake he really made today. So I'm hoping everybody's cooling their heels a little bit about the Geno stuff because there was some very negative things said about Geno after last week. And I get it. He didn't play a great game. He maybe didn't even really play a good game. But right now, he's got the team on his back. And it's a situation where the team should not even fit on his back. He found a way to fit it on his back today. Absolutely incredible stuff from this offense overall. Overcoming, having some replacement players out there, overcoming some foibles by this kicker, who, by the way, I'm already on strike 3 with him pretty much. By the way, I'm pretty much done with the dude. I'm sick of it. I'm just going to be real here. Yeah, I was already kind of on the fence. I was not thrilled with the extension. Now I'm pretty much like, yeah, I think we can already kind of see where this one's going. But offense bailed him out. Offense made sure his crap did not matter. So big shout out to this offense. I thought Waldron called a really good game given the circumstances. He cooked up a game plan that worked with this personnel. And that's all I can ask for from him. Missing some key players, he found a game plan to consistently move the ball. I think we had 1 3-and-out the entire game, and it was at the end of the fourth quarter when, quite frankly, the players messed up more than the play caller, I think. And other than that, we were moving the ball pretty much every time we touched it. There were no 3-and-outs. There were no 30-second drives. It was all just like points, or at the very least, opportunity at points. We picked up our 4th down. Like, in these circumstances, I don't think you can ask for much more than this. Now, the defense, as far as they go, we got some stuff to work on. Like, obviously, I don't think I need to tell you guys that. We've given up 61 points through 2 games, playing a team without their best receiver, and now playing this team without their starting left tackle. And they had injury problems too throughout this game. They lost David Montgomery. They lost Amon-Ra for a couple of sections here and there because of the toe injury. So they got stuff to work on, and it's the same stuff. Now, I will say this. As this game went on, it got a little bit better. We saw some defensive backs making plays on the ball. I thought Witherspoon had a couple of really nice plays in coverage. So Witherspoon, mixed bag in his first game, but he did make some really nice plays, and I was happy to see it. A couple of pass breakups, great run stop. So happy with Witherspoon for the most part. He was maybe our second best player on defense in this game, if we're being honest, behind Nwosu. There was some stuff that happened in the pass rush late in the game. Draymond Jones got off the mat and got a sack. We had another sack from actually Trey Brown. He came in on the blitz. Saw some action from Nwosu. Saw a little bit going on from, I think, Taylor. So as this game went on, I saw hints of life from this pass rush. Jaron Reed, I thought, delivered a little bit of a pass rush from the nose tackle spot. So as the game went on, I was like, okay, I'm seeing some signs of life, but you're still talking about a team that did kind of the same stuff they did last week. They stopped the run well, held Detroit to under 4 yards a carry, but when it gets down to it, they look helpless against the pass. Jared Goff drops back. Most plays he's got all day. Most plays he's got whatever he wants in the pocket. He can take all day. It wasn't until the end of the game we started getting pass rush on him, and receivers are getting open no problem. Amon-Ra, big game. Josh Reynolds had a big game. Some bad tackling. I thought our tackling today was actually worse than it was last week. Did not like the tackling at all. I saw missed tackles from Bobby, from Taylor, from Julian Love, and Julian Love's had about as bad of a 2-week stretch as you can have. And it's the same stuff. It's the same basic issue, I think. It's the scheme. We got Devin Witherspoon out there, and okay, I'll say this. You lose Boye Mafe, and in the middle of this game, pretty early in this game, you lose Woolen. You lose Reek Woolen. I have some sympathy for that. Those are two big losses. That makes your struggles understandable to a certain degree. That makes it a thing where I can at least look at it and go, okay, things are not going to come as easy as you were hoping. Things are not going to go the way you were thinking. You don't have all your guys on defense now. I can sympathize a little bit with the struggles. But I don't believe the missed players that we had in this game justify the 95% of the time invisible pass rush. I don't think it justifies the bad tackling. I don't think it justifies the soft zone coverages that over and over again do not work. So there's still a lot of frustration on that side of the ball. This is going to be another one of those games where the defense plays kind of soft, gives up everything underneath, makes it easy for Detroit for most of that game, and you win, so it doesn't seem like as big of a deal. And I'm aware of that, and I'm aware of the fact that the problems still exist. The good news is the team now buys themselves a little bit of time to fix it. They buy themselves just a little bit of time to try to get right and start actually playing effectively going forward. So we got some turnovers in the game, which was obviously everything. One of them was a meaningless forced fumble, but we had the fumble coming out of half, and we had the interception. Shout out to Nwosu, by the way. Monster game. I think he should get credit for both of those turnovers. I think both of those turnovers were caused by him way more than Trey Brown or whoever else. So opportunistic, I guess. It's kind of a throwback to the 2020 defense. That 2020 defense gave up everything in terms of yards and points, but they forced enough turnovers to win. Today, we forced some turnovers and got the win. So I'm happy. I'm good. It's not exactly the way I thought this game was going to go, but the way I thought it was going to go, I didn't think we would have the firepower. We had firepower spilling over. We had firepower overflowing out of us. So I'm going to take that and feel pretty dang good about it. So stream a little later. Probably going to do it during the Sunday night game like I usually do. Maybe I'll go live a little bit earlier. I don't know. But right now, we got to get behind them. Right now, this team, with the state that they're in, they're underdogs. They're not front runners right now. They are underdogs. And they're going to have to win games like this sometimes, and they did just enough. So shout out to everybody for getting it done today. I'm happy. I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. We got another week to get things right and actually try to get this defense on the right track. See you guys later. Go Hawks.